Imagine a land where vast deserts stretch endlessly, where the heat is relentless, and the people, for centuries, survived as humble shepherds and traders. Saudi Arabia, a nation surrounded by countries facing turmoil: Jordan, Iraq, and Yemen, all of them struggling with economic hardships, instability, and devastation. Yet, in stark contrast, Saudi Arabia thrives, standing tall as one of the richest countries in the world. In fact, Saudi Arabia's economy boasts a staggering GDP of over $1 trillion. It's one of the largest economies in the Middle East and ranks among the top 20 economies globally. But how did this once barren land, seemingly devoid of resources other than its harsh climate, rise to such unimaginable wealth and influence on the global stage? The answer lies deep beneath its sands. Let's explore how Saudi Arabia harnessed its natural resources to build immense wealth and become a symbol of prosperity in the modern world. Saudi Arabia is the largest country in the Middle East, covering over 2.1 million square kilometers. The majority of this land is dominated by vast, arid deserts. The most famous of these is the Rub al-Khali, also known as the Empty Quarter, the largest continuous sand desert in the world. Imagine a sea of golden sand dunes, stretching for hundreds of kilometers. This is what covers much of the kingdom to the north. Saudi Arabia shares borders with Jordan and Iraq. To the east, it is bordered by Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates. To the south, it meets Oman and Yemen, while to the west, it has a long coastline along the Red Sea. In the early 20th century, Saudi Arabia was largely an underdeveloped region, characterized by harsh desert landscapes and tribal societies. The economy was primarily based on agriculture, livestock, and trade, with the majority of the population living a nomadic or semi-nomadic lifestyle. The Bedouins, who roamed the deserts, relied on their herds for sustenance. Goats, sheep, and camels were essential to their way of life. The agricultural sector was limited, as the arid climate made large-scale farming nearly impossible. Communities depended on small-scale farming, which included dates and grains, mainly in regions where oases could support crop growth. Trade played a crucial role in the economy, especially in cities like Mecca and Medina, which attracted pilgrims and merchants from across the Islamic world. The trade routes facilitated the exchange of goods, but the overall economic activity was constrained by the lack of infrastructure and resources socially. The population faced numerous challenges, including limited access to education and healthcare. Poverty was widespread, and many communities struggled to survive, relying on barter systems and the support of family and tribal networks. March 1938, a month that would mark the beginning of a new era for Saudi Arabia. The sun is blazing over the vast, barren deserts, and the air is thick with anticipation. This was the moment that changed everything. It all began with a small American company called California-Arabian Standard Oil Company, or CASOC, established in 1933. They were not just searching for oil, they were on a mission to explore the vast potential of this land. Under the leadership of the ambitious geologist Max Steinecker, the team set their sights on an area called Dhahran, near the Persian Gulf. At first, their efforts were met with skepticism. Many doubted the region held any significant oil reserves, but Steinecker was determined. He believed the geological formations were promising. After years of exploration and drilling in challenging conditions, the team finally hit the jackpot on that fateful day in March. On March 3rd, the drill bit broke through the last layer of rock, and suddenly, gushing forth from the earth was a black liquid, crude oil. It erupted like a fountain, sending a spray of oil high into the air. The team erupted into cheers. They had struck oil. This wasn't just a small find. Initial estimates suggested that the field could produce thousands of barrels a day. This discovery not only filled the air with excitement, but also set the stage for a seismic shift in the economic landscape of Saudi Arabia. The kingdom had tapped into a resource that would soon become the lifeblood of its economy and a major player on the global stage. As the news spread, the implications were profound. This single discovery was the beginning of an oil boom that would attract international attention and investment. The once impoverished nation was now poised to become one of the richest countries in the world. world. As the black gold began to flow in March 1938, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was under the leadership of a remarkable figure, King Abdulaziz Al Saud, also known as Ibn Saud. He was a visionary leader who unified the kingdom in 1932, turning a collection of tribes and regions into a nation. But now, he faced a monumental challenge: how to manage this newfound wealth and the attention it attracted. King Abdulaziz understood that oil was more than just a resource. It was the key to transforming his underdeveloped kingdom into a modern state. He recognized the potential for economic growth and the opportunity to improve the lives of his people. But he also knew that with great wealth came great risks. Saudi Arabia's coasts were not only rich in resources, they were also vulnerable. The Arabian Sea was notorious for piracy, and with the discovery of oil, the risk of banditry and foreign interference heightened. King Abdulaziz took immediate action, understanding that securing the kingdom's assets was paramount. To protect the burgeoning oil industry, he bolstered his military forces, focusing on the creation of a robust security apparatus. The newly formed Saudi military was tasked with safeguarding the oil fields, ensuring that both foreign workers and local resources were kept safe from potential threats. Moreover, King Abdulaziz was shrewd in his dealings with foreign powers. He understood that establishing strong international relations was crucial for the stability and growth of his kingdom. In 1933, even before the first drop of oil was extracted, he signed a concession agreement with KASOK, which would later become the Arabian-American Oil Company, or Aramco. This agreement was groundbreaking. It not only provided KASOK the rights to explore and extract oil, but also allowed the Saudi government to collect royalties and a share of the profits. King Abdulaziz had forged a partnership that would benefit both the kingdom and the American company, ensuring that Saudi Arabia would have a stake in its own resources. As oil production ramped up in the following years, King Abdulaziz's strategic vision began to bear fruit. The influx of wealth allowed him to invest in infrastructure, education, and healthcare, laying the groundwork for a modern state. Roads were built, schools were established, and hospitals were constructed, all contributing to the kingdom's development. Through careful management, international cooperation, and strong leadership, King Abdulaziz transformed a once underdeveloped nation into a pivotal player on the world stage. The discovery of oil not only changed Saudi Arabia's fortune, but also solidified King Abdulaziz's legacy as a leader who turned challenges into opportunities. Fast forward to today, and Saudi Arabia stands as a titan of wealth in the Middle East and beyond. As of 2024, Saudi Arabia's estimated GDP is approximately $1 trillion, making it one of the largest economies in the world. This staggering figure reflects the country's robust oil industry, which continues to play a significant role in its economic landscape. Oil exports account for a substantial portion of the national income, and despite global shifts toward renewable energy, Saudi Arabia remains a top oil producer. However, Saudi Arabia is not solely reliant on oil anymore. In recent years, the government has made strides to diversify its economy through Vision 2030, a strategic framework aimed at reducing dependence on oil revenue and promoting sectors like tourism, entertainment, and technology. If you enjoy this content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insightful videos.